It all started with whispers. Then those whispers turned into shocking headlines. Now, fans are left stunned as reports flood social media, claiming that Yandy Smith has officially filed for divorce after rumors exploded that Mendeecees Harris may have fathered a secret child with none other than Erica Mena. While nothing has been legally confirmed just yet, sources close to the situation say that a DNA test is in progress, one that could change everything. Insiders say Erica has been claiming for weeks that she was involved in a secret affair with Mendeecees, and that her recent pregnancy wasn't some coincidence, but the result of something far more scandalous. Yandy, who initially dismissed the rumors, is now reportedly furious after seeing similarities between the child and her husband. She's even been heard telling close friends that something doesn't feel right anymore. As the DNA results edge closer to being revealed, tensions have exploded behind closed doors, with insiders saying this could very well push Yandy to make the ultimate decision. Did Mendeecees really betray her? Is Erica telling the truth? And could this be the final straw in a crumbling marriage? Stay with us, because this drama is just getting started. The streets were buzzing, the blogs couldn't stop talking, and fans everywhere were glued to their screens. Rumors about Mendeecees and Erica Mena had been floating around for weeks, but no one expected them to spiral this far out of control. It started as a few vague Instagram posts, cryptic captions, and Erica showing up at events looking a little more radiant than usual. At first, people thought she was just glowing up. But soon, she was spotted with a baby bump. And that's when the internet caught fire. Speculation turned into frenzy the moment Erica started dropping hints. She posted a photo of herself holding her belly with the caption, "Blessed with a legacy I never expected." Fans were quick to jump into the comments with thousands, asking the same question: whose baby was it? And while she never named names, it was the subtle likes on shady comments that made people start connecting dots. Every time someone mentioned Mendeecees, Erica would like the comment or reply with a cryptic emoji. The mystery deepened fast. What made it worse was her choice of words during an unexpected Instagram live session. She smiled into the camera, casually rubbing her belly, and said, "Some secrets don't stay buried forever, especially when they leave behind proof." Fans immediately took it as a shot aimed directly at Mendeecees. Within hours, the live was reposted all over social. Media and speculation exploded. Could she really be talking about him? Was there something deeper going on? Yandy tried to stay calm at first. She brushed it off publicly, calling it a pathetic stunt for attention. But behind the scenes, she was restless. Friends close to her said she wasn't sleeping, constantly checking social media, scrolling through Erica's posts, and even comparing pictures of the baby bump to old shots of Mendeecees. Something wasn't sitting right. And as more fan theories piled up online, it became harder to ignore. Then came the shocker. One morning, a blog known for exposing celebrity dirt dropped a bombshell post. It claimed that Erica had reached out to Mendeecees privately, telling him he needed to take responsibility because the baby was his. According to the blog, she demanded a DNA test and threatened to go public if he didn't cooperate. The post included alleged screenshots of their DMs. While some fans questioned their authenticity, others swore they were real. Yandy saw it all, and that's when things really started to fall apart. Behind closed doors, the tension between Yandy and Mendeecees was unbearable. She confronted him that night, pacing the living room while he sat silently on the edge of the couch. She asked him straight up, "Did you sleep with her?" He didn't answer at first. Instead, he rubbed his face, took a deep breath, and muttered, "It was a long time ago. It didn't mean anything." That was enough. Yandy froze, her heart racing. It was like the air had been sucked out of the room. She wasn't ready to hear that, not from him. She stormed out of the room, slamming the door behind her, and that's when she started calling people. Her best friends, her publicist, even her mother. The betrayal cut deep. This wasn't just some random scandal. It was her life, her family, her marriage, and it felt like it was all crashing, down right in front of her. Meanwhile, Erica was enjoying the chaos. At least that's what fans assumed from the way she carried herself online. She kept posting selfies with mysterious captions like "Truth always wins" and "He knows what he did." People started connecting the dots, and soon, Mendeecees' baby was trending. Yandy couldn't take it anymore. She turned off her phone for a full day, needing space from the madness. But even silence wasn't enough to calm her. She kept thinking about their past, the years she waited for him while he was locked up, the sacrifices she made, the loyalty she gave. And now, this, a potential child with someone like Erica, it felt like the ultimate betrayal. A few days later, Mendeecees told her the DNA test was happening. Erica had gone through with it, and he agreed to it, just to shut everything down once and for all. But by then, the damage was already done. Yandy couldn't even look him in the eye anymore. She moved into the guest room, barely spoke to him, and avoided any kind of touch. The warmth was gone. The laughter, the inside jokes, all of it disappeared under the weight of suspicion and pain. Things got worse when their kids started asking questions. "Why are you sleeping in the other room, Mommy?" her daughter asked one night. Yandy didn't have an answer. She just hugged her and said, "Sometimes adults need space to think." But inside, she was crumbling. How do you explain betrayal to a child? And as the days passed, fans became more divided. Some blamed Erica for stirring up drama and ruining a family. Others blamed Mendeecees for disrespecting Yandy and putting her through public humiliation, and some questioned Yandy herself, saying she should have seen it coming. It felt like everyone had something to say, except the three people at the eye, center of it all. Finally, another leak hit the internet. This time, it was a blurry image of what looked like a lab form, labeled with both Mendeecees and Erica's names. Fans zoomed in, analyzed it, debated it for hours. Was it real? Was it fake? No one knew for sure. But the buzz only grew louder. And for Yandy, it was like being trapped in a never-ending nightmare. The day after that image leaked, Mendeecees tried once again to talk to her. He stood at the kitchen doorway while she poured coffee and quietly said, "I'm sorry, I never meant for any of this to happen." She didn't even turn around. She just stared into her cup and said, "It's already happened, and sorry doesn't fix it." Then she walked away, leaving him standing there, speechless. He tried defending himself, telling her that it was before they got serious again, that it was a one-time mistake, that Erica meant nothing to him. But Yandy had heard it all before. And this time it didn't land. It didn't soften the blow. If anything, it made her feel worse. Because if it meant nothing, why did it happen at all? The cracks in their marriage weren't just showing, they were splitting wide open. And with the DNA results reportedly just days away, everyone knew that things were about to get even messier. And that's when a new rumor dropped, one that changed the energy completely. And that's when a new rumor dropped, one that changed the energy completely. The blogs lit up again, this time reporting that the DNA results were in, and Erica had already seen them. According to multiple unverified sources, Erica had allegedly confided in a close friend that the baby was in fact Mendeecees. No official statement had been made, but the friend supposedly leaked their private conversation to a gossip site, setting the internet on fire. Screenshots of the alleged chat spread like wildfire. In one message, Erica reportedly said, "I knew it. I just needed the proof to shut them all up. Now he has to deal with the truth." While no one could confirm the authenticity of the messages, the tone, the timing, and the sudden silence from both Yandy and Mendeecees had fans believing it was all true. The rumor took on a life of its own. Within hours, Dina Proof and Mendeecees exposed started trending, and people demanded answers. Yandy, meanwhile, was drowning in emotions. She hadn't seen the test results herself, but the whispers were too loud to ignore. Her mind kept spiraling. What if it was true? What if he had a whole other child out there? What if her entire marriage had been built on lies? She tried to stay composed for the kids, but every time she looked at Mendeecees, all she saw was betrayal. The tension reached its peak during a family dinner. They had invited a few close relatives over, trying to keep things normal for the kids. But everything felt off. The laughter was forced, the conversation awkward, and the silence between Yandy and Mendeecees louder than ever. Finally, one of Mendeecees' cousins broke the ice and asked, "Yo, you good, bro? All this talk online got me wondering." And that was it. Yandy put down her fork, wiped her mouth slowly, and stood up. "You know what?" she said, her voice trembling. "I'm tired of pretending like everything's okay. It's not. It's really not." She walked out of the room, leaving everyone stunned. Mendeecees followed her into the hallway, trying to reason with her. "Babe, please. Let's not do this right now." But Yandy snapped. "Not now?" "When, Mendeecees? After the whole world finds out that you're someone's daddy again? After another woman gets to post your kid on the gram?" He looked down, defeated. "You don't even know the results yet." "And that's the problem," she shot back. "I don't know anything anymore." It was the first time anyone had seen her break like that. Not the strong, composed Yandy fans knew, but a woman pushed to her limit. Later that night, she texted her best friend and wrote, "I think it's over. I can't keep pretending." That friend, though loyal, couldn't help but worry. The press had already begun speculating about a possible divorce. Headlines popped up with phrases like "cracks in the empire" and "Is this the end of Yandy and Mendeecees?" And with every day that passed, the silence from the couple only made things worse. Behind closed doors, Yandy started making moves. She contacted a lawyer, not to file immediately, but just to understand her options. She wanted to know what it would mean for her children, and her brand if she separated from Mendeecees. She wasn't ready to pull the trigger, but the thought was there, and that alone was terrifying. Mendeecees, on the other hand, seemed torn. One minute he was apologizing, the next he was defending himself, saying Erica was just playing games. "She's lying to ruin us," he claimed one night. "You really gonna let her win?" But Yandy didn't care about Erica winning. She cared about the truth. And the fact that Mendeecees wasn't giving it to her. Every time he dodged a question or blamed someone else, it made her trust him less. And then came the confrontation fans never expected. Out of nowhere, Erica went, "Live again." This time not hinting, not being cryptic, but saying it straight. She didn't name Mendeecees directly, but said, "Some men will sit in your face and lie, even when the proof is staring them down. Just know, I got the truth in my hands, and when the time's right, I'ma show y'all everything." Fans lost their minds. The comments were wild. "Drop the test. Tag him. Don't tease. Expose." Within minutes, gossip blogs clipped the live, reposted it, and made headlines out of every word. Yandy watched the live from her phone, her jaw clenched. She had kept it together for weeks, but this pushed her over the edge. She grabbed her keys, walked out of the house, and drove off. No destination, just space. She needed air. She needed peace, but more than anything, she needed clarity. Hours later, she ended up parked outside her lawyer's office. She didn't go in, didn't make a move, just sat there in her car, staring at the building, wondering what it would mean if she walked through those doors. Would it be freedom? Would it be failure? Would it be the beginning of her healing or the end of her story? Back at home, Mendeecees sat alone on the couch scrolling through his phone, watching the world collapse around him. He had made mistakes before, but this one felt different. This one might cost him everything. And just when things couldn't seem more chaotic, a new message popped up on his phone, from Erica. "You ready to admit it yet?" He stared at the screen, not replying, just frozen. The weight of that message, of everything that came before it, settled on his shoulders like bricks. And as the night dragged on, Yandy finally returned home, quieter, colder, and more distant than ever. She didn't say a word, just walked upstairs and closed the door. The next morning, the blogs posted a blurry photo that set the internet ablaze once again. A shadowy figure, looking like Mendeecees, standing outside what looked like a DNA testing center. Some claimed it was fake. Others said it was undeniable. Proof. And just like that, the speculation reached fever pitch. People demanded clarity. Influencers made reaction videos. Even cast members from Love and Hip Hop started weighing in subtly. One posted a tweet saying, "Karma always spins back around." Another dropped a cryptic Insta story that read, "Some secrets don't stay buried forever." The entire community was buzzing, and it felt like the final truth was just moments away from being exposed. As the rumors swirled and speculations reached new heights, Yandy found herself drowning in a sea of opinions, betrayal, and unresolved questions. Every ding of her phone brought another reminder that her private pain had become public entertainment. Fans she once adored were now analyzing her every move, dissecting her silence and accusing her of either being naive or complicit. But what they didn't know was that behind that silence, Yandy was falling apart. She stopped going to events, canceled a podcast interview, and avoided social media entirely. She needed space, not just from the public, but from her own reality. The walls of their home, once filled with laughter and love, now echoed with tension and suspicion. The smallest things became triggers. A baby commercial, an old photo, a scent that reminded her of the early days of their relationship. It all hurt. Mendeecees tried to maintain a sense of normalcy, especially around the kids, but the cracks were too deep to ignore. One night, as he put their youngest to bed, the child innocently asked, "Daddy, why is Mommy always sad now?" That broke him. He sat there in the dark, holding his child, feeling more helpless than he had in years. He knew he had made mistakes, but he wasn't ready to admit just how deep they went. Meanwhile, Erica wasn't letting up. She continued to fan the flames without directly naming names. She posted cryptic quotes like, "Truth has a funny way of coming out when you least expect it, and DNA doesn't lie, people do." Every post sent the internet into a frenzy. Her followers praised her bravery while critics accused her of being messy and vindictive. But Erica didn't care. For once, she had the upper hand, and she was determined to use it. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. A major gossip blog released an alleged copy of the DNA test results. Though the document was partially blurred and the names redacted, the blog claimed it had verified the source. The test reportedly showed a 98% probability that Mendeecees was the biological father of Erica's baby. The site even claimed that Erica had privately submitted a second sample for confirmation weeks prior, and both results matched. The internet went wild. Fans couldn't believe it, yet at the same time, many said they weren't surprised. They flooded comment sections with disbelief, anger, and mockery. "He really thought he could hide a whole baby," one user wrote. Another said, "Yandy deserves better. She gave him everything." Within hours, news outlets picked up the story. Memes exploded. Fan pages started unfollowing Mendeecees. Even verified celebrities liked shady posts hinting at his downfall. And all the while, Yandy stayed quiet. Behind the scenes, Yandy was crumbling. The DNA leak was the final blow. The confirmation, though still not officially acknowledged, felt real. She stared at the screenshot for hours, replaying every moment in her mind. Every trip Mendeecees took without her. Every late-night phone call. Every argument that suddenly made more sense. It all clicked. That night, she confronted him for the last time. "I saw it," she said, holding up her phone with the blurry DNA result. Mendeecees, sitting on the couch in silence, looked up slowly. "You really believe that?" he asked. "Do I even have a reason not to?" Her voice was sharp, but her eyes were tired. He stood up, walking toward her, reaching out. "Baby, please." "Don't baby me," she cut him off, stepping back. "I gave you chance after chance to tell me the truth, and you looked me in my face and lied. I didn't want to hurt you. But you did, over and over again." The argument grew louder, voices echoing through the house. The kids, thankfully, were asleep upstairs, but the emotional weight of that moment felt unbearable. Mendeecees finally admitted that yes, he had been with Erica briefly during a rough patch, but he never thought it would come back to haunt him like this. "I didn't know she was pregnant. I swear to God," he pleaded. "She never told me until after the baby was born. And even then, I didn't believe her." Yandy shook her head. "So you just kept it to yourself, hoping it would go away?" He didn't answer. That silence said more than any words could. The next morning, Yandy packed a bag. Not for good, but for space. She told Mendeecees she needed time to think and left the house. She stayed with a friend in Brooklyn, someone who had been through a similar situation and understood her pain. During her time away, Yandy didn't just cry, she planned. She reached out to a publicist, a crisis manager, and her lawyer. She wanted to protect herself, her children, and her image. She knew that whatever decision she made next would be scrutinized by the world. And that's when the biggest twist of all dropped. A video surfaced, grainy, taken on someone's phone, but clear enough to recognize the people in it. It showed Mendeecees and Erica at a restaurant. Not recent, but from months ago. The two were laughing, sharing a drink, and looking far more comfortable than just co-parents or acquaintances. Fans were stunned. If this was during the time Erica claimed she was pregnant, it meant their brief fling may have been something more. Some even speculated that Mendeecees may have known about the baby all along and just chose to keep it hidden. Yandy saw the video while scrolling late at night. She was numb at this point, no tears left. Just a cold, heavy silence. She knew then that there was no going back. Even if they stayed together, the trust was gone. The damage was done. Her lawyer called the next morning and said, "I've drafted everything. You don't have to file yet, but it's ready when you are." Mendeecees, sensing her distance and watching the media storm unfold, tried one last time to reach her. He sent flowers, wrote her a long letter, even recorded a private video apologizing for everything. "I know I messed up," he said in the clip. "I never wanted to hurt you. I love you more than anything. Please don't give up on us." Yandy watched it alone in her room, tears finally returning after days of emotional shutdown. She wanted to believe him. She wanted to forgive. But how do you forgive someone who shattered your entire world? Meanwhile, Erica stayed unapologetic. She posted a photo of her baby with the caption, "Beautiful like his daddy." No tags, no shade, just pure, calculated chaos. The comment section exploded. "Oh, she's messy, messy," one fan wrote. Another replied, "But she's not lying, though." Love and hip-hop producers, always eager to capitalize on drama, allegedly reached out to all three for a sit-down reunion special. Nothing was confirmed, but insiders claimed the network was highly interested in documenting the fallout. As days turned into weeks, Yandy returned home. But things weren't the same. She barely spoke to Mendeecees, slept in a separate room, and kept communication strictly about the kids. The love was fading fast, and the silence between them said everything that needed to be said. The world watched and waited for her next move. As the tension in the house grew thicker, even the kids began to sense something was wrong. Their once lively home felt colder, quieter. Yandy and Mendeecees passed each other like strangers, communicating only when absolutely necessary. The smallest interactions, who would drop the kids off, who was cooking dinner, were handled like business transactions. There was no warmth, no love, just two people trapped in a broken space. Yandy spent her nights awake, scrolling through old photos, watching memories turn into painful reminders. Pictures of anniversaries, vacations, and red carpet events now felt like lies. Every smiling face in those frames held a truth she couldn't unsee. She had believed in a man who may have betrayed her in the deepest way. And now, with the whole world watching, she couldn't even grieve privately. Mendeecees, on the other hand, tried to hold on to whatever pieces of their relationship were left. He kept texting her late at night, pouring his heart out in paragraphs that went unanswered. "I still love you," he wrote. "I didn't know how to tell you. I messed up. But I never stopped loving you." Yandy read every word, but never replied. She was beyond words. The damage was already done. Rumors began spreading that Mendeecees had been quietly meeting with Erica again. Some claimed it was for co-parenting reasons. Others believed it was something more. A blurry paparazzi shot surfaced, showing the two of them outside a courthouse. No one could confirm what they were doing there, but the internet immediately assumed they were finalizing paternity matters. Speculation exploded. Was Mendeecees preparing to take full responsibility? Was he moving on? Was Erica pushing him to be part of the baby's life? Fans were divided. Some said Yandy should leave him immediately. Others begged her to fight for her family. But what no one knew was that Yandy had already made her decision. She just hadn't announced it yet. One evening while Yandy was sitting alone on the back porch, her phone rang. It was her lawyer. "You don't have to rush," he said gently. "But the paperwork is complete. All that's left is your signature." She didn't say anything. She just nodded, as if the silence on the phone could somehow carry her answer. Later that night, Mendeecees finally confronted her again, face to face. "Can we please talk?" he asked, standing in the doorway of the guest room where Yandy had been sleeping. She looked up, her eyes tired but calm. What's left to say? He stepped inside slowly, unsure of how to begin. "I know I ruined everything. I know I broke your heart. And if I could go back, I would. I would undo every mistake, every lie. But I can't. All I can do is tell you the truth now." Yandy crossed her arms. "So tell me. All of it." He sighed, sitting across from her. "I didn't know the baby was mine at first. Erica told me months after he was born. I didn't want to believe her. I hoped it wasn't true. I told her I needed proof. And when the first test came back, positive, I panicked. I didn't want to lose you. I didn't know how to say it." "So you just didn't," she said flatly. "I was scared." "Scared of what? Telling the truth? Or facing the consequences?" He didn't respond. The silence was deafening. "You could have told me," she continued, her voice shaking. "I might have forgiven you. We've been through so much already. But you lied. For months. And then you let me find out through gossip blogs and blurry screenshots. You humiliated me." "I never meant for that to happen," he whispered. "But it did." Mendeecees sat back, defeated. "What do you want me to do?" Yandy looked him dead in the eyes. "I want you to be honest. With me, with the kids, with yourself. Because no matter what happens next, I need to protect my peace. And I can't do that with half-truths and hidden babies." The conversation ended without resolution. There were no hugs, no tears, just an understanding that the end was near. The next day, Erica posted a new picture, this time holding the baby in her arms, wearing a smug smile. The caption read, "Strong women raise stronger kings." Again, no tags, no names, but everyone knew exactly who the message was aimed at. The comment section turned into a war zone. Some fans praised her for winning, while others dragged her for being messy and selfish. Still, Erica seemed unbothered. Insiders claimed she had already been approached for a new reality TV spin-off centered around her life as a single mom. Producers saw an opportunity, and Erica knew how to play the game. Meanwhile, Yandy received a visit from a longtime friend. Someone outside the spotlight. Someone she trusted. They sat together on the couch, sipping tea, and for the first time in weeks, Yandy let herself cry. "I don't know who I am anymore," she said softly. "I used to be so sure. Now I feel hollow." Her friend held her hand. "You're still Yandy, just a version of her that's been through hell. But you'll come back stronger. You always do." That night, Yandy sat at her desk, staring at the divorce papers. She didn't sign them, not yet, but she placed them in a folder, labeled them, and set them aside. It was her silent message to herself. She had options. She had control. And when the time came, she would do what was best for her. Days later, a surprise twist shook everything again. A new video surfaced online, leaked from what appeared to be a production meeting for an upcoming episode of Love and Hip Hop. In the video, a producer was heard saying, "We need Yandy and Erica face-to-face. That's the money shot." Fans immediately began speculating that the entire ordeal had been orchestrated for ratings. Some wondered if the DNA test drama had been exaggerated, or worse, completely fabricated. Others believed the drama was real, but that producers had capitalized on it to boost viewership. Yandy was furious when she saw the video. She called the network demanding answers. "This is my real life," she said over the phone, "not some storyline for your cameras." The producer tried to calm her down, insisting the clip was taken out of context. But Yandy wasn't convinced. She had already lost her trust in Mendeecees. Now, she was losing trust in the industry she helped build. But the biggest shock came when Erica went live on Instagram, out of nowhere. She looked emotional, holding her baby, and for once, there was no smugness in her tone. "I didn't ask for this drama," she said. "I didn't want to hurt anybody. I just wanted my child to know who his father was. I know I've done things that hurt people, but at the end of the day, I was protecting my son." The comments exploded. Some fans began sympathizing with Erica, while others called it a manipulation tactic. But for the first time, Erica seemed human, flawed, messy, but genuine. Yandy watched the live in silence. Part of her wanted to hate Erica. But another part, the exhausted, broken part, understood her. They were both women caught in a storm that neither of them fully controlled. The story wasn't over, not by a long shot. But Yandy knew one thing for sure. She was no longer the woman she was when all this began. As the days turned into weeks, the noise surrounding Yandy, Mendeecees, and Erica didn't die down. It only got louder. Media outlets continued to dig into every angle of the story. Fans remained locked in heated debates across social media, and producers of Love and Hip Hop were reportedly scrambling to secure exclusive on-camera confrontations to capitalize on the ratings boom. Behind the scenes, however, the emotional toll on everyone involved was becoming unbearable. Mendeecees tried one last time to mend things. He showed up unexpectedly at Yandy's office holding a letter. She looked up, surprised and annoyed, but something in his eyes made her pause. He handed her the letter and left without saying a word. Later that night, she read it. It was a raw, vulnerable confession of everything he had done wrong. Not just about the baby or Erica, but about how he had let his ego, pride, and fear destroy the life they had built together. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He didn't beg. He just laid it all out. Yandy sat there for a long time afterward, the letter clutched in her hands, her mind racing. Part of her felt the pain all over again. But another part recognized something deeper, a kind of closure she didn't know she needed. Erica, meanwhile, released a short statement through her rep, confirming that Mendeecees had agreed to take responsibility and that the child would now carry his last name. She added that she hoped the public would allow all parties involved to heal privately. It was a surprisingly mature move, and for once, it didn't come wrapped in shade. In the end, Yandy didn't make a public announcement. She didn't post a long caption or go live with tears. Instead, she quietly unfollowed Mendeecees on all platforms, removed his last name from her profile, and focused on her work and her kids. Whether the divorce papers were signed remained unknown. But the message was clear. She was moving on, with or without him. The fans were left stunned. The industry buzzed with speculation, and Yandy's silence spoke louder than any press release ever could. This chapter wasn't over, but Yandy was already writing the next one, on her own terms. If you've been following this explosive drama between Yandy, Mendeecees, and Erica Mena, then you already know this story is unlike anything we've seen before. Betrayal, secrets, DNA tests, public shade. It's reality TV in real life, and fans everywhere are still reeling from every twist and turn. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think Yandy made the right move by stepping away quietly? Was Erica wrong for revealing the truth, or was she just protecting her child? And is there any hope left for Mendeecees and Yandy to ever find peace, whether together or apart? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading everything, and you already know the conversation is about to get wild. And if you thought this was the end of the drama, think again. There are still so many unanswered questions. Will Yandy ever go public about the divorce? Is a face-to-face showdown with Erica coming on the next season of Love and Hip Hop? And will Mendeecees ever truly take accountability for the chaos he caused? Make sure you hit that like button if this story had you hooked, and don't forget to subscribe to stay locked in with all the latest updates, reactions, and exclusive scoops from the world of hip-hop and reality TV. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss a single twist, because trust us, this story is far from over. This is your go-to source for all things juicy, dramatic, and unfiltered. Until next time, keep watching, keep questioning, and stay ready, because when the truth hits, it hits hard.